Welcome to eForms. eForms is an Arcstone module which lets you customize an input form, where you can decide what kind of data you want to collect from the user filling out this form. Now, these forms can mimic paper forms and they can be used in a variety of ways. For example, you might use the data collected to complement the manufacturing data you collect from an MES. It can also be used completely independently of an MES. So you might want to display this data on your dashboards or trigger certain events based on the data collected using a module such as Arcflow. Essentially, the eForms builder lets you design the input form for the user and customize the exact controls that you want the user to interact with. If I click here, you will see an example of an eForm that we've developed. Now, this one just consists of a few basic input fields, some drop-down menus, as well as a table which I can customize to record a number of different values, and these values can then be further filled out by pressing this additional plus button. But there are a lot of other controls that I can use to customize and make my forms look and feel exactly how I want them to. Now let me show you an example of how an eForm can be built. Let's dive into this account category eForm. On the left-hand side here, I'll see all the different controls that I can use to build out my eForm. They range from simple things such as just simple text input to quite complex things such as switches and grid controls. The grid control is what you saw before. If I select an area to put in a grid control, it basically embeds a form within a form. So then when I want to, maybe I have a shopping list and I want to add several items into this form, each one of those items can have an independent eForm to fill in those categories. As you can see, all I had to do was drag in this grid control into the eForm, and this is how it works with all other controls. For example, this switch control here, if I want to implement this in this section here, all I do is drag it into the relevant section. Then, once I've selected a particular control, I can customize that control in a lot of different ways. For example, I can give it a unique header, like I can call this one on or off. So that's how easy it is to build a form. And I can build as many forms as I like, and I can choose what happens to the data I can collect in the form. The most basic example is, by default, I automatically build this into an MS SQL table. And then I can leverage any other tool to extract and analyze that data. But there are other options as well. These other options include things like using a stored procedure or JSON objects. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an overview of how eForms works. Please contact us if you would like more information, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thanks.